everybody. This is Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is June the 2nd, 2024. Trump is guilty on all 34 counts. Oh, wow. Thank you, Stormy Daniels. Thank you, Judge Mershon and the jury. What an amazing moment. Who thought that was really going to happen? There was some skepticism about that, and yet here we are. And so today I'm going to do a reading. My guides wanted me to do a reading on this, and there's a lot of speculation now. People are saying, "Oh, it's going to be appealed," and it's just kind of a momentary thing, and yada yada yada. Supreme Court, Alito, and who knows? But I think the guys just want to tell you what is seems to be the energies now. And I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Sarah Marchetti. We have a oracle card chosen for us from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. And then, of course, always the musical interlude at the end. Okay, who celebrated and how? I'd love to know. Yesterday, I thought all the popcorn would be sold out, all the champagne would be sold out. Amazing, amazing day. Just for that, whatever happens in the future, just for that, allow yourself to enjoy that. There are people saying, it's a somber day for America. It's a joyous day as far as I can see. Justice. Okay, so anybody want to guess? This is always the card, right? The devil for Trump, the orange one, the orange Cheeto. There he is in all his glory, naked for the world to see. But, this devil would be wearing a diaper, allegedly. And then here's justice. Justice has come down on this devil. Full justice. 34 counts, guilty. And trying to obstruct an election, hush money, getting rid of stories so he can get elected. A whole colorful cast of characters, right? What a movie, or a series of movies about this. Who's going to play Stormy? Who's going to play Trump? So above, this is what's on Trump's mind. This is the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So he's terrified about going to jail or prison, Rikers, wherever. Terrified about what this means. And now he's a convicted felon. His passport has been taken away. He can't travel outside the United States. I think there's probably states where he's not allowed to vote or run for office. But yeah, of course you can as a felon. Federally anyway, run for a re-election, but this is really bad for Trump. As much as they always try to gaslight, minimize what the damage is, but this is major, major, major. First president, right? Convicted of a felon. And it will impact even more, I should say, his popularity, which is diminishing anyway. So, and he's freaked out, just completely freaked out. In the past, this is the hush money, the third party, Trump getting Michael Cohen to be his fixer, and then Pecker to nix the stories that are damaging to him. All this money's going into it, but this is what he's on trial for, as well as covering up why that payment was made. And underneath, or those payments, underneath is the Five of Swords. So this is Trump that we see not repentant, not humble, not backing down. He's going full force, trying to grift on it, get his MAGA army behind him. And I think this also represents the MAGA army, but this is Trump just going full narcissist. Narcissists really cannot say they're sorry. They can't admit they're at fault. So he's attacking the judge, violating the gag order. And interestingly enough, he has a African-American woman who is his probation officer. What does he do? He does not show up for the first meeting. So there's some rumor on Twitter saying it's because there's drug testing and, he would allegedly fail that. But can you imagine any other human being, any other American citizen bailing out on their probation officer and what the consequences can be on that? The first meeting, and yes, he does have a probation officer until he gets sentenced on the 11th of July. I guess she would remain that, but then, we'll see. Well, maybe he gets put on probation on the 11th of July of this year. But we're going to see, actually, the guides have commented on the possibility of what's going to happen in the future. Here we have the July coming up, the 11th of July, judgment. Judgment's going to come down. And the guides show me this. So right now, this is, I think, Judge Merchan's mindset, that it's very much contingent on Trump himself and his attitude. So the guides say that he will put himself very well, or I don't want to say will, but he may very well put himself in prison. It's on him. I think if Merchan found any kind of mitigating circumstance where he's now remorseful and he realizes what he's done wrong and he's apologized or even shown some deference or respect, stopped, dissing his daughter, making all those violent threats, then it would be possible that judgment would be more lenient to him. But he is on the Trump. He very well may be the reason he goes to prison. Well, he is the reason anyway that he's guilty. He committed those crimes according to the jury, and Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen and everybody else. But I mean, he's the one. It's all on him. But because of this, I want to say intransigent attitude, willful, oppositional, defiant, that's going to affect judgment just like it does, for the majority of people who get sentenced, depending on the judge, of course. But they're looking for you to be remorseful, to understand what you've done, to try to make amends. And, he's not having any of that. Right? So this is the clarification card here for the whole reading. And this is the 34 counts guilty. This 10 of swords. That's what that represents. And in the future, death. So right now, the way it seems, the way it's going, the way I read the energies, I don't want to make 100% prediction that he's going to go to prison. But this death card, it doesn't reflect well on the outcome. And it very well may be that he does go to prison. Now they're trying to bluster, his it's a Blanche, that attorney that's always standing by him with that expression, which is just, you wonder, I always wondered why, like, a cartoonist didn't take that opportunity and put thought bubbles over his head, just, kind of trying to make fun of what he might be thinking. What was he thinking? It's the same expression. It's like, oh boy, we're after something like that. But they're saying that they're going to blow past the appeals court. Well, the reason why they're so worried about the appeals court, New York Appeals Committee, is because there's 5 African American women on that jury. I'm sure they're all Democrats, and it's not going to, appeal is not going to happen. It's not in the works. I included a picture of them in the intro. So no. Somehow Mark Levin, people like that are talking about going past all the normal appeals process and going straight to the Supreme Court, where Blanchett actually said this. I heard this, that, they owe we might call him some favors. He said something like that, which was shocking. And yeah, Sam Alito, I'm sure has something to do it. Of course, he's in all that hot water, like we discussed last week, with the upside down flag and the appeal to heaven flag. But the guys are not seeing, well, first of all, that's completely, it's ridiculous. It would be terrible for justice if that actually happened, because that's not the way it works. It has to go through a certain hierarchy of process to get to the Supreme Court. I'm not seeing through my guides that the Supreme Court would accept the case, because it's a state. It's always been, the traditional and in the law that it's a state case, and the Supreme Court can't interfere with those cases. I'm sure that, there are some justices on the Supreme Court that would like to change that, of course, but the guides aren't showing me that. So we may very well see Donald Trump in prison, or some kind of real restricted prison-like environment, depending on how they can figure out, his security guards and the Secret Service, and God knows. It's what a predicament that Trump has put us in, right? To see this happening. It's beyond imagination in a way. Like, could you imagine it before Trump became president? We'd have a president not just put in prison for what he did, but to be so disrespectful of our Constitution and our government. He's so disgusted with America itself and the principle of our democracy. So that is what my guides see right now, where the energies are. I know it's always kind of been like this with since Trump became president. There's victories, and then the media starts wanting us to worry again, getting very, very fearful again, not letting us just have a break. But I hope that you do take a break and enjoy this, because this is amazing. This is America at work. This is the best of our democracy. An impartial jury who looked at all the evidence and found the man guilty on 34 counts. Okay, you guys, so now I'm going to read you our Oracle card. And the card that we get here is Focus. Focus. You must focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for a scattergun approach. Put on the blinkers. And do not listen to gossip or negative people. If you make a mistake, it's your mistake to make. Do not waste your focus. Do not split your attention into too many pieces. I have a laser-like focus that serves me well. Focus. Okay, you guys, I always tell you at this part of the reading that I'm available for personal readings. I read on past, present, future, anything in the past lives. I'm a medium, and I love to introduce you to your guides. My information is in the description box below, or at the end of the musical interlude. And you can just kind of scroll past everything and go to that last part of the video, and it'll be there just before it ends. Okay, next week I'm going to have Irish Granny Tarot on this show, and I hope you and I'm sure I will enjoy that, and I'm sure you will too. I'm looking forward to that. She's excellent. And if you wanted to check her out, it's Irish Granny Tarot on YouTube. Okay, you guys, I love you. You take care. Enjoy the day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, there will be a live. I will do them sporadically, but there will be one, not too far in the future, or it'll be in the near future. Okay, you guys take care. Bye-bye.